This year we have confirmed or rumored albums coming from A$AP Rocky, Denzel Curry, Baby Keem, Tyler the Creator, and maybe Frank Ocean, maybe we'll get Vultures too, and even a new album by Kendrick Lamar. But the artist that I'm interested in this video needs no introduction. This man has been a relevant figure in pop culture for 20 plus years. From Community to stand-up comedy to multiple Grammy-winning songs and nominations to his TV show Atlanta, this man does everything and he does it well. He's a singer, he's a rapper, he's a director, he's a producer, he's a father, the list goes on. But you already know all of this. So that's why I have the utmost confidence that his final album will be amazing. Donald Glover is someone who wears his influences on his sleeve. His alter ego, Childish Gambino, comes from a Wu-Tang Clan name generator, and Awaken My Love's album cover is inspired by Funkadelic's Maggot Brain. Also, a lot of the alter egos and characters he plays for his rollouts are very similar to Kanye and Kendrick.
And let's be clear, it's two white people up for a Grammy this year. Iggy Azalea and Childish Gambino. You think Kanye embarrasses himself when he goes on stage and tries to say some political deep shit? Childish Gambino gonna go up there and you gonna be like, boy, you gonna say, I wish he was white. Y'all gonna be...
But although he is influenced by artists, he still is able to pave his own way in pop culture. He doesn't live in anyone's shadow, he just is. In 2024, Tyler the Creator was the headliner for Coachella, and that was an amazing show. I really wish I went. But one of the best moments was when he brought out Childish Gambino for Running Out of Time. What an electrifying moment. Oh my god, my friend and I were talking about it so much the next day. It was so good that you can tell when the audience found out that they were listening to Childish Gambino, they exploded and they went crazy. The chemistry they had was out of this world. The dancing, the singing, the shout-outs, the kind of, professional but unfriendly banter that Tyler does, it was all really, really great. I feel like that was definitely one of the best moments for the culture this year.
I see dead people. You have a stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, usually Tyler the Creator and Childish Gambino are kind of put into the same category. They're these brash jack of all trades that are influenced by Kanye. But where Tyler has perfume and festivals, Childish Gambino has been, acting and directing. They're two independent people. Although they have a lot of similarities, they still do their own things and they do them well. Looking at Childish Gambino's discography, we already know of Camp, Because the Internet, and Awaken My Love. These three albums really ruled the 2010s. They had classic songs like Bonfire and Firefly, 3005, Sweatpants, Me and Your Mama, and of course, Redbone. But one of his most obscure releases was 3/15/20, and in my opinion, it was the only hiccup in his creative journey. From what I remember, there was a lot of hubbub that he'd be dropping an album in 2019 or 2020, and randomly one day, he just posted the whole album on his website and looped it, and then about a week later, it was on streaming platforms. To me, it was like this unfinished COVID album, and it didn't even have a real title, and it was just a blank white canvas as the album cover. A couple years ago, my friend and I were talking about this album, and he asked me how I felt. And he said the reason why that there's a lack of visual elements like music videos, titles, and an album cover is because it's meant to be more about the music. But Nathan Zed made a video a couple years ago too, and I kind of couldn't agree more. He said it was an anti-rollout where nothing was really prepared. He didn't really market the thing. He just dropped the project one day and that's it. Normally, Childish Gambino's his albums have world building, Easter eggs, special editions, and they're all incredibly thought out. But I feel like this time, that's kind of where he dropped the ball. The album came out, I feel like, half forgotten, and even with an audience of millions of people, a lot of them just let it slide under the radar. But I guess, COVID was tough for everybody, and in the meantime, I guess he wanted to finish his TV show Atlanta, so that's where he shifted gears and focused all of his efforts. We didn't hear much about his music endeavors afterwards for quite a long time, but then After Atlanta finished in 2023, finally, we heard some bombshell news. 2 albums by Childish Gambino were supposed to be coming out in 2024. So with the first one, he remastered 3:15:20, and it seemed like he tried a lot more this time, and he actually gave it a working title, Atavista. If 3:15:20 is no longer canon to the Childish Gambino discography because it's taken off digital streaming platforms, the gap between Awaken My Love and Atavista was 8 years. So now with this Redux release, he added music videos, song names, and to my knowledge, he took out the intro track and added Atavista instead. He took out Feels Like Summer, and I think he also reworked Why Go to the Party and turned it into an interlude instead of a full track. I enjoy listening to the album, but to me, it kind of just sounds like a new EP with some new songs. There's a reason why 3:15:20 fell off my listening list so quickly in the past. Atavista is a great song. I kind of like some of the reworked songs. They sound a little more grand, but it's not really catching my attention that much. A couple weeks ago too, he also had a feature on Kaytranada's album, and he was on the song Witchy. And in my opinion, it was a pretty fun song. It was boppy, it was summery, it's got a catchy chorus. But a remastered album that wasn't the best, and just one feature isn't really enough to spark up my appetite for more Gambino. However, something else that's giving me hope. I said before that Childish Gambino is dropping 2 albums, and that means he's got one more coming out this year. And according to a lot of sources, it's supposed to be his final album under his stage name Childish Gambino. It's also supposed to be a soundtrack released with his film, Bando Stone and the New World. And when I first heard this, you know what, I was disappointed. I didn't want Childish Gambino's legacy to end with a remade album and a soundtrack. But I've been tuning in to Gilga Radio, and it's on his website where he usually just shares some thoughts, plays some old interview clips that he enjoys, some songs that he likes, and occasionally shares some new songs. 2 tracks in particular caught my attention immediately. And I want to say this, I almost exclusively use streaming platforms to listen to my music because I like seeing my listening history, I like that there's no ads, and I like collecting all of my liked songs into, one library. And so for me to go out of my way to listen to a song on like YouTube or his website is very, very high praise. And the 2 songs I want to talk about are unofficially titled Say Less and Hands Up High. Now, Say Less is the first one that I heard, and I was blown away. I had such a great first impression with this song. We have these really off-kilter, futuristic, but tribal sounding production with these non-traditional drum patterns.
The flow viral, brain is like pyro, my phone on silent, how the fuck?
On Say Less, Gambino is back to his confident rapping. He has bars, he's got great delivery, and he's got a flow that just asserts that he is great at everything he does.
You need a therapist, phone blowing up, she like a terrorist, she like I'm rich.
And let me just say, he's so good, in fact, that he stands toe-to-toe with none other than Kanye West. And, okay, when I say Kanye West, I'm not talking about this new Ye, okay? I'm not talking about the Jesus is King Ye, the Donda, or the Vultures Ye, okay? Let's be honest. Those
Gotta make a drink the yarn, now I'm Ye Kelly, bitch.
I'm talking about the good Kanye.
I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye.
On Say Less, Kanye absolutely kills it. Kanye fits so perfectly on this track, it's insane. He's braggadocious, self-aware, and he brings up a lot of stuff that we want to hear. Kanye fits so perfectly on the song because he trades braggadocious bars with Gambino, and he actually finishes his verse. He even mentions the new God flow, how he feels like Pablo and the throne again, and that's exactly the kind of Kanye I want to hear.
Niggas waiting on the throne like hope say yes. That's the new God flow, but I don't pray less.
And let me just say, okay, this is only half of the song. There's an amazing beat switch that transitions into this chipmunk soul, kind of like a reversed, a little bit chopped up soul sample, and it just sounds heavenly. And I love it when the drums aren't like the traditional like snare on the third and up on the one. It's new, it's beautiful, I love it.
The own is not my pedigree and have a baby on the phone, them daddy when you coming home.
And it's really interesting how Kanye is actually not on this part. He's only here on like the Yeezus sounding part, for lack of a better term. And he's not on the College Dropout version. And Childish Gambino switches flows and now he's back to his socially aware and confident bars. I'm telling you guys, this beat literally sends me to heaven, and I gotta say, it's gotta be one of the best songs to come out this year, if not in the 2020s in general. Now for the unofficial Hands Up High. And to be honest, in my opinion, I like this song actually a little bit better than Say Less. And I know, I talked about Say Less for a long time, but Hands Up High hits that sweet spot for me. I love the spoken word storytelling.
My baby mama's my wife, and when you do something right, there's not a hate in sight.
Where he talks about black culture, his family, and his general distaste for materialism and lack of mental health awareness. The beat is the part that really gets me here too. That kind of warped, reversed soul sample really just fits so well with his delivery. And not to mention that when the song picks up, there's a mix of synthetic and real sounding drums, and it sounds so amazing. I kind of want to chant along. His flow overall reminds me of Denzel Curry at his most confident, and the drumless part reminds me of Kendrick Lamar's Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. The reason why these two songs matter is because Hands Up High and Say Less have been filling a gap where a lot of our GOATs have been lacking. Like look, it's usually Kanye that's the one who's bringing out the best in his features, not the other way around. Tyler has done a lot of live performances, but there's no word of a new project coming out. And Kendrick, we all know he's great at making disses right now, but in his current creative atmosphere, I don't see him making a conceptual album anytime soon, even though there's rumors of him dropping something. But Childish Gambino is actively fusing elements of hip-hop and neo-soul and making them sound amazing. The sounds are both fresh, but also embodying what hip-hop is supposed to be. He has storytelling that focuses on his life and how he's been feeling, and he also has those soon-to-be quotable lines. Now look, I don't see Donald Glover teasing us with these amazing songs just for them to be tucked away on some obscure website. This time, he's being a lot more intentional with his rollout, and I think it's working incredibly well. See, there's still a lot of mystery involved, and I'm not 100% sure what this project entails. But one thing that I'm really hoping for is that it includes these two gems, Say Less and Hands Up High. Now, the part that confuses me the most is the fact that it's supposed to be a soundtrack. And in my opinion, as great as soundtracks can be, I feel like they lack depth for an actual album. Now, as much as I love the Spider-Verse and Black Panther soundtracks, I feel like as a conceptual, cohesive piece of art, soundtracks just aren't there. They're not cutting it. See, what I don't want from Childish Gambino is this scattered soundtrack, because I know he's capable of blending hip-hop, neo-soul, and other genres to make an amazing album. Probably one of the best in the 2020s. I really hope to be pleasantly surprised with Childish Gambino's final album. I feel like a bum right now. I recorded that video about a week ago and didn't get to it until today finally, and then Childish Gambino does this.
Bando Stone, the singer.
Nobody gives
I was gonna say, that sounds kind of heavenly. That is beautiful. That is not exactly what I was expecting, but he's been doing a lot of singing, Running Out of Time, Witchy, Atavista, a lot of singing, but I really hope he keeps that hip hop going. This is, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. This is beautiful, and I hope this means good news for the album. Yeah. Look, all of his public appearances have put him in a really great light, and the fact that he's done with all of his other projects means he can focus and dial in on the music. And on top of that, he's surrounding himself with some of the best in the industry. If anyone has the potential to save music and make this decade's classic album, it's Childish Gambino. Yo, hey guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Again, run this thing all by myself. I know it probably took like a month between the last video and this one, but I'm working hard at it. A lot of stuff, got busy, and I've been working. I got ideas, so I will see you guys very shortly for the next video. So please like and subscribe. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.